Chat room. Thank you guys for being here at the top of the stream. AK Nation, Shmigo, Shmigosh, Shmango, Shmango. That's what it's supposed to be. Blubbergum. Hey Nams, can only hop in for a second to say, hey, hope your day is going good. Well, considering I woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm gonna say that my day is going amazingly. I stayed up way too late last night. This is 100% my fault. Chat room, I'm sorry. Chat room, if you were my boss, you should write me up because I'm coming in late. I'm coming in late. What? You're like, hey, I need you here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, boss, I didn't wake up until 3. I'm actually the worst. AK Nation's just like soup. Soup. I don't know what soup means, but yo. Soup is good. Chat room, what's your favorite kind of soup? Ready? There are right and wrong answers to this question. Single player. Hardcore. V4. Oh, hey, well that kind of answers our question. This is our 4th hardcore world because we're on hardcore V4. Nice, Nims, you're so smart. I want to let you know that my brain is gigantic. My favorite kind of soup is cereal. I'll accept that answer. 100%. 100%. 100%. Because what defines a soup, right? Like a liquid broth. I don't know. But does a soup have to be heat applied to? Hang on, let's look up the dictionary definition of soup. Soup definition. A liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, vegetables in stock or water. Does that mean that a soup needs to be something that's cooked? These are hot questions, chat room. Okay, so for today's stream, for the stream of today, I'd really like to get rid of these. These are causing quite a bit of lag in the world. Beautifully soft landing. Keyword is usually, says Repo. I cook my cereal. I don't know about you. Oh, okay. So you do a liquid reduction on your 2% milk, and then you add in your locally sourced homegrown cereals to your liquid reduction stock, and then that's your cereal. Okay. I see now. That makes so much more sense. You're such a 300 IQ. I mean, Rice Krispies are cooked. I mean, yeah, but they're not cereal, nor are they soup. The question specifically, how do you define, does that matter? No, I did it on this side, doesn't matter. This is so much like infrastructure to move glass bottles around, and we only get glass bottles like once in a blue moon. But like, dude, we're getting some on it. I didn't AFK last night, so it's literally, we ended the stream and emptied our honey, and now we're at the start of the stream, and so there's no honey. All right, so stuff that we need to do today. I really we do have a, okay, well that's emptied. And what, this one's getting there? It's interesting. So the top layer is done, but this middle layer is still has some supply left, but not that much. So look at this. We are actually running out. That's nice. The bottom one is insanity still, but of course it is. So, thinking emoji, thinking emoji, thinking emoji. I need several things. I think the most important thing that we work on is getting a proper collection system for potatoes and carrots with an overflow built into them, so that way we can never feed our starving villager. I think that's the thing that we work on today. How do you, chat room, feel about it? You mean to tell me Kellogg's Rice Krispies is not cereal? Mind blown. I've been eating them wrong this entire time. Yo, you do you. You live your best life. You're a wonderful, amazing, unique, individual human being. If you want to eat them like cereal, that's fine. Or soup, that's fine too. Good day to you, sir. C. Rogers, good day to you, sir. Honey Monster cereal used to be called Sugar Puffs in the UK. I don't even know what that is. Okay, where did all of my... Did we actually put it up? Did we clean up after ourselves? My God, we're geniuses. What creates more lag? This is a serious question. 20 hoppers or... I don't know. 20 hoppers or a dispenser that shoots waters or items into water and then moving the items through a water conveyor belt. What creates more lag? Depends on the scale. I mean, how much does a single item entity take as physics are applied to it going through water versus how much lag does, say, 20 hoppers take? And also, we have to account for the dispenser pulsing every time an item needs to do this thing. So, right, here's our little dispenser pulse. Water shoot. Do bubble item elevators cause lag? I mean, you have tile. It's an entity, right? Not a tile entity, but it's an entity. And there are physics actively being applied to it. Is that really all the hoppers that we have left? It's a good thing that we can make 1 billion chests now. Isn't it? Someone found out if you put something like an empty furnace on hoppers, it reduces lag. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. That was fixed a while back. I remember them saying this on Hermitcraft. So the reason that hoppers cause a ton of lag is because the check for items above the hopper happens every game tick, not every redstone tick. They're different things. Redstone, there are 4 redstone ticks in a second. There are 20 game ticks in a second. So every single hopper is sitting there doing a check 20 times a second to see if there is an item above it, and should that item be, sucked up, should that item be collected. Now, if there is a storage block above the hopper, then that functionality is shut off. Now, if it's a solid block above the hopper, that functionality is still on, but if it's a storage block above the hopper, that functionality is shut off. So storage blocks aren't regular blocks. There's something called tile entities. And instead, the hopper, instead of doing the check 20 times a second to see if there is an item it should be pulling, instead it scans the inventory of that storage system, and realistically, this is creating needless lag right here. It scans the inventory of the storage system, and it attempts to pull the items out of the storage system. I believe it does that like 2.5 times per second. So that's a lot less lag, you would think. But the problem is, and this is why deleting half of this chest is advantageous, it reduces lag, is it has to scan each individual inventory slot of that tile entity. That's a lot in a double chest. So it's scanning, what is this? It's like 9 times 6, so that's 54 individual slots from a double chest. Well, that half of the chest is gone. It's scanning 54 slots, 2.5 times per second. That's even worse than it just being open. Now here's the question, and this is why people used to think, and maybe some still do, that furnaces are better. So if we cut this down to a single chest, well, now we're only scanning, 3 times 9, so this is 27. So now we're only scanning 27 inventory slots. But if it were a furnace, there's only one inventory slot in a furnace, and that's the output. There's technically 3 that the player can interact with, but there's only one that the furnace underneath can interact with. So that means that's all it can, so it can only pull from this slot. Well, scanning one slot is a lot less lag than scanning 27 or 54. And the common wisdom was that it was also less lag than it scanning the air block above it 20 times a second. But there's another downside. Tile entities in and of themselves are laggy. Or composters? Interesting. I wonder if composters are less laggy than furnaces then, because they don't even have an inventory slot. I would imagine that it's roughly the same, because it's still got to scan the composter output at the same frequency, right? And there's probably like a hidden inventory that this thing has, some sort of hidden data. It has to be some sort of data or some sort of value that this hopper is checking. Yeah, 100%. It's got to be the same as a furnace. So like conceptually, here, let's I gotta wait for it to come back. Does random tick speed increase redstone speed? No. So really, some stuff that we should be doing in this space. We got some glowstone from a witch. It's kind of nice. So instead of using a chest, which has 24 inventory slots, using something like a dropper, which only has 9 inventory slots, is technically less lag. Okay, so the question is lighting update of the system and the dropper spitting out items in the water physics faster than the hopper? I don't care about speed, because we're gonna handle items way faster. So this is a question for the, whatchamacallit? The, no, it's a question for the bone meal system. This is a bubble vader, because we're only needing to, we need to have an overflow, so that way we can have some amount of pumpkins and melons on hand to sell to villagers, which I imagine we're going to build a villager trading hall at some point, so that way we can rotate our food to cook salmon, or excuse me, away from cooked salmon into golden carrots. But the question here is, after we put in that item overflow system, we need to convert all of our pumpkins, melons, into bone meal, and then we need to transport all of that bone meal into the tree farm. And then we probably need an item overflow system for that bone meal, if we're being honest. So it's just, as an example, would it be more efficient to just drop my bone meal directly on top of this hopper? Lag efficient, because this hopper must exist. We have to get the items into this bottom dropper somehow, right? Would it be more beneficial to drop our items directly on top of this hopper, say via a water stream, or, you know what? Water streams do inherently have overflow protection built into them. Your items just end up sitting there until they despawn, which is a lot of lag, but they do inherently have overflow protection. I don't know. Christopher, how's it going, man? Use water because it's safer for the overflow, but I'm already feeling lag in this world, like 63, 82 FPS, depending on where I look. Like, we need to reduce the lag significantly if we want to continue to expand this world. And it's just because of a lot of hard clocks that we have running. We need to make this world smarter. Like this is a huge culprit right here. These two dispenser clocks are just obnoxiously laggy. This one over here is not much better. This is pretty bad too. And like, we realistically only need, let's just go ahead and update this first. We're gonna do this one first. We need to make a minecart drop-off station. Yeah, that's about what I expected. That then moves the items out of the drop-off station into this bubble vader. I would use water because when the overflow backs up, you can use fire or lava to delete the overflow. No, water can't do that. Water can't have that kind of overflow because water effectively turns it into a wireless system. And you can't detect when... I mean, you could, but like it would be such complicated redstone that you might as well just use a chain of hoppers. We already need to get this. Yeah, okay, so this one's definitely gonna be bubbles. This one needs to be a minecart drop-off station. So let's get some of our storage figured out here and see if this can reduce the lag of the world. So we need minecart drop-off station is what we need. I need some powered rails. This isn't powered rails. Put powered rails in here. Chat room, I need powered rail. Okay. Means I need some redstone and some gold. And what else? Rail. Steaks. Pretty sure we already have 1.6 billion out the tree farm. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yes. In Mother Russia, you have steak. Oh, poor 60 FPS. It's not a healthy 60 FPS. I feel the stutters. That's kind of my point, is it's not healthy. Like a smooth 30 FPS is way better than a choppy 60, and this is a choppy 60. Yeah, this works. So I need to come up with a way to loop this system all right. That was almost very bad. Spider eye, bone, flesh, gunpowder, string. And then that leaves us with our hopper minecart. Okay. So I need a way to set this system up so that it drops its items off here. Well, considering that this makes the most sense, right? So we could just pop this block out, have a minecart drop-off station into a dropper that's like here-ish. Okay, so then we need... I need to hope that it flows in the correct direction. A little trick here for you. You place down a torch and then you can place the block off the side of the torch. Like that. And now that's a filled in hole. See, like, this torch is creating quite a bit of lighting lag, and it's also creating a lot of unnecessary block lag because it just runs all the time. So if we were to make this some sort of smart system where it only triggers when an item is in its storage, that would make it a lot smarter. It would trigger a lot less, and we could also use, let's say, a jack-o'-lantern to reduce the lighting lag of this torch. Because if we stand right here, oh, it's being overridden by these torches around it, so it's actually not that bad. So this needs to just extend a little bit, and we need a minecart drop-off system. Let me refresh my brain on what a drop-off system looks like. It's a hopper with a comparator out of it, into a torch, into a block, into a redstone dust that controls a powered rail. Okay. So this is going to be a little tight. there's our hopper with the comparator out into... Please tell me this. Okay, it is redstone, but we should be able to squeeze this in here. This is some tight work. Okay. I needed to face the other way. So we're gonna go ahead and destroy this. It's not relevant. Go ahead and destroy that, because it's not relevant. We're about to destroy all of it anyway, so it's all a moot point. What? That was very odd. And so this is kind of the idea here. I want to take it down one block lower in the areas where it doesn't need to be up so high, so that way we're not collecting items from the floor above it. So the relevant spots for us to collect are obviously immediately underneath the magma here. Then we need to have this little Scoopy boy here. That always just has to happen at that spot. So immediately after this, we can go down a block. And now we're no longer collecting items from the floor above it. And this will get us a more permanent system. Yeah. A healthier system into the future, if you would. Okay, so that's the last block. So then this is gonna have all of our rail on it. So we're gonna need to boost some of this rail. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm out of regular rail. My life. Scoopy boy, what are you talking about? Did I say Scoopy boy? I have no idea, man. I knew this was gonna need to happen eventually. Let's leave these two blocks right here, but then destroy everything else. I don't know why we didn't destroy all this earlier, because this was just to move the villagers into the... produce farm. Probably should have done that instead of making a bunch of new powered rail. Okay, you're going to boost the rails you had. Enough regular rails. Right, you're right, but I want to get it in place first. Okay. Okay, so then on this side... I think this is how we need to do the collection system. This gets it out from underneath this floor. Then it will loop, so it'll go out. It'll come here. It'll go across this. It'll go over here. And then it parks at this point. Now, clearly we don't have enough redstone in here. We don't have enough boosted tracks. So let's go ahead and update some of this. Just because I like that uniformity. And then this takes the total amount of redstone, or excuse me, takes the total amount of hoppers needed to a much lower state. And then let's give it a whirl. This should be totally full. It should actually be backed up for a while. And see, then it parks here, empties itself. So now it's emptying into actually just the hopper, so nothing. Let's hope that we did our water correctly. Oh, praise be, we did. God, we're super smart. We're geniuses. Okay, and then we need a bunch of we need a dropper, not a bunch, but just a single dropper. Here. Uh-huh. There's not a whole lot of room to be able to get like an intelligent detection system onto the side of this. I mean, it could be done, make no mistakes. I just, I want it to be as little redstone as possible. So I'm gonna first check and see, can this be actually scooted into this position? Cool. Oh, good job, hopper minecart. And it's gonna be super backed up for a while. It's only gonna collect 5 items and yada yada, blah blah blah. And see, so we have that redstone that's just sitting there. Okay. Does this work all the same? Obviously, that... Yeah, I think it does. Now we... No, we still need that block there. I need to put in... This still needs to be a block, but now isn't this so much more space that we could play with? And then I need to have some sort of spam clock system here. How many times did you kill the wither? Just the once. Also, when will you kill it again? Probably soon. I want to get another beacon set up for protection, or what is it? Resistance and regen. So I need to kill it 1 more time. I'd also like to kill it 2 more times, so that way I can have another setup beacon in my nether. Yeah. So I need to like detect when items are in there. We want every single item to get shot out, which means that we need that is an annoying thing. When you destroy blocks too quickly, it like gets angry about it. So, I mean, here's a nice little... I don't know, detection clock, if you would. But this doesn't do what we need it to do. So let's try updating this a little bit. Let's go out one. And let's say here, into there, into there. This will do the exact same thing. But then it opens up the possibility for us to... I need to get power onto this block. But if I get power onto this block, then this block will become powered and power the rail. So this block needs to be something that doesn't transfer a redstone signal. Okay, so that's glowstone. We're gonna use glowstone. Do I have any just lying around? Alternatively, it could be glass. There's some glowstone. It just needs to be one. I don't know. We'll grab the stack. God, we have no space. You know about the wither trap in the end? Under the portal, back to the overworld. Under the portal... No, I've never heard about doing that. Okay, so this is actually going to be spooky. I need to shut off the beacon. So can I just shut it off by, like... blocking it? Nice, okay. And then I need to very quickly... I'm gonna destroy this block, and then I have to replace it with glowstone. The same, like, before water can update. No, I forgot I have to hold right click. Wait, no, was everything okay? Dude, nice. I didn't realize I was going to be placing it on top of the dropper and that I was going to need to shift right click it into place. Okay, so let's see if this does what we need it to do. This dropper is emptying items. Okay, so we have two intelligent systems here. Okay, so first, okay, you are actually empty. I like using jack-o'-lanterns in place of the solid blocks that torches sit on because jack-o'-lanterns override the lighting level update that the torch would cause, which saves on a tiny fraction of world lag. But in doing so, okay, so actually, this could get a little smaller and thus save us one redstone. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it. All about saving. So redstone is also notoriously laggy whenever it updates. it causes something like, I don't even remember what the number is, but it's a lot. Oh, it can't do this because then we don't have the block here. Okay, so we were actually correct the way we had it before. All right, cool. Learning. Redstone is notoriously laggy whenever it goes to update because it updates like every single block around it. It's kind of crazy. 1 billion times as well. So like the less redstone that you can have in your build, the less laggy your redstone build will be as well. So like that's why I'm opting to use the solid block. This is exactly the same from a mechanical perspective, but this is a lot less laggy. It doesn't really matter to have that block there, but I prefer it. And see, yes, we are emptying out on a pretty fast... It's all the same. Now, here's the question. When this finishes, does everything stop? Yeah, look at that. All of this work has been to get that dispenser to stop when there's nothing in it to shoot. That's what all of this work has been. So we've now reduced, I don't know, like 20 hoppers. The minecart still moves just as much as it did before. No, it couldn't have been 20 hoppers. It was like 5 hoppers here, a double chest, and then like another 10 hoppers over into this space. I'll still take it. That's like, call it like 15 hoppers that we just removed. Nice. Could also use an observer clock there. Depending on how fast, we don't want it to be active all the time. Is there a way to make an observer clock that's not ridiculously laggy? Because like, I'm totally aware that like, this is a thing that you can 100% do this, and then that this just creates like an insane clock, right? But this is incredibly laggy. This is so laggy. Is there a way to do that? That is smaller than what I did? Okay, yeah. All of this looks good. I don't remember what needs to be filled in there. So I'm just not going to fill it in. That'll be future Nims' problem. Yeah. My inventory management is a disaster. Probably not smaller, but it wouldn't have the blinking dust. I mean, size isn't my concern. It's lag. It's I'm already feeling stutters in my mouse in this world, and like this isn't even close to being my final form, right? And like, oh God. So I need to look at some serious optimizations for this world in order to prevent the lag. We do have 2 of those dispenser observer clocks going, which is not good. But up here, I also have 3 flying machines operating my, it's gonna get a little loud, but I also have basically 4 flying machines operating my Darkroom mob farm. It's important because this is how I'm able to farm overworld ender portal or ender pearls. But 4 flying machines just running 100% of the time is quite laggy. So I'm trying to reduce the number of hoppers and trying to reduce the number of redstone updates that happen. And we've got like 300 hoppers just inside of our pumpkin melon farm. Ugh. I wonder what's less laggy. Literally like 250 hoppers is what I think this will actually end up being. It's like 80 per layer or something like that. Maybe it's 50 per layer. So maybe this is only like 150, 160 hoppers. 150 hoppers or 3 hopper minecarts. I wonder what's more or less laggy. So anyway, I am happy with the first change that we've made. Sup, man? I consider your tutorials from YouTube to be the most helpful ever. Please do more. Thank you for the kind words, man. Can I give you some sneak peeks of stuff that we're working on? I realize I'm not the most prolific YouTuber. I wish I made more content, but like, this is one of the tutorials that I want to make. This is a, actually there's 2 things embedded in this. This is a super simple, produce farm. So you're just, standard run-of-the-mill stuff. You have a farmer that harvests all the carrots. He then tries to give the carrots to a starving villager, and then we intercept those carrots, potatoes, whatever, and boom, now we have produce. So this one's a carrot farm. This one is a potato farm. Embedded into this design, so this is actually a 2-in-1 farm. We also have a honey farm, which it must not be the appropriate hour for bees because they are not out and about. We also have a honey farm embedded into this as well, which is really cool because it works no problems. You have 2 beehives on each one of these sides, and then we have flowers across the way. But what's particularly interesting is whenever the bees come out, and yeah, there we go. We must have hit the time that the bees come out. The bees will become pollinated whenever they interact with the flowers, and then whenever they fly back into their hive, they're going to be, because they're pollinated, they will drip flour onto the carrots or potatoes or whatever produce that's below them, advancing their growth stages by 1. It's actually advancing their growth stages. It's just like using bone meal on top of a potato or a carrot to make it grow faster. And because of that, this tiny little carrot farm and this tiny little potato farm operates at a rate that's much more comparable to a farm double its size. Additionally, we have what I would argue very strongly is the best honey farm out there. Most honey farms break if you don't have the perfect supply of glass bottles. It either requires you to have a perfect minimum of glass bottles or a perfect maximum of glass bottles. My honey farm design doesn't care. It's like, yo, you give me a glass bottle when you get a glass bottle, and I'll give you some honey. NBD. I think Elmango's testing showed something around 65 hoppers is the equivalent performance impact to 1 hopper minecart. Interesting. I wonder then if we could destroy all of the hoppers out of this system, and then replace them with 1 hopper minecart that then like snakes its way through the 3 layers, because you can see there's a row of hoppers there, there's a row of hoppers there, and there's a row of hoppers at the bottom. So 1 hopper minecart collecting, you think it'll be enough to collect all the pumpkins and melons that come out of this design? If so, we could reduce world lag. And then we just have another minecart drop-off station. Do you need to collect all the pumpkins and melons that farm produces? Kind of, because if we don't collect them, then they're just entities that are sitting on the ground waiting to despawn, and then that's also creating lag in my world. So like, oh hey, it's actually finally caught up. So whenever these hoppers were full, I guarantee that there were just pumpkins and melons sitting on the inside of this farm that were just despawning. But now that it's caught up, you know, they're actually being collected. So not only did we have the hopper doing the check, but we also had the entity just sitting there, taking, you know, being an entity, which is a problem. I mean, that's perfect, dude. I'm really impressed with this system. Okay. Anyway, please let me fly. Thank you. Also, villager breeder. This is, you know, this was the first thing I built in this world, so it's made completely out of cobblestone. But I would also argue that we have a villager breeder that puts most other villager breeders to shame. This is kind of goofy to say, but most other villager breeders out there are just horrendously flawed in multiple ways. I want to try to fly in under that. I can't hit my head though. No! I did not want to fly in. This is a problem. Oh my god. We almost just died. I popped my totem. Oh my god, my heart. We popped our totem because we crammed ourselves. Oh, my heart, dude. Okay, we're never doing that again. That was a horrendous idea. Oh my god. Oh my god, did somebody clip that? I want to see how close we were to death just there. I think I saw myself hit one heart even after the totem popped. Oh. Oh my god, we are never going in there again. Never doing that. Okay, so anyway, my villager breeder is really incredible. So first, if you do a Google search for villager breeder, the #1 design does not tell you what type of roof to build, which is a bit of a problem, because Mumbo Jumbo ended up using that person's design, built the roof wrong because the person didn't tell you how to build the roof, and all of his villagers were converted into witches, and then he lost his villager breeder. This is particularly troublesome because the villager breeder is supposed to be like the base thing that you build whenever you're using villagers. If all of your villagers are converted to witches, where do you get villagers from? That's what the whole villager breeder concept is. So my villager breeder adjusts for that. We have the appropriately sized and spaced roof. There's also a problem, with the #1 Google research for villager breeder. You know what? I'm just gonna say it because I'm never gonna get on Hermitcraft, and I really don't think I want to. Impulse's design is bad, and he should be ashamed. He rushed out a design because he copy pasted 2 other people's things together and then took credit for them. And to be fair, he does say that he based his design off of the 2 other people's work, but it's like saying, hey, I copied half of person A's homework and half of person B's homework, and I smushed them together to create something that I'm claiming is mine? That's weird. That's weird. Anyway, and then he even did a poor job of it. So in his video, he goes on to claim that villager breeding happens at 12 villagers per hour, and it's that's not true. That's not true at all. That is a gross misrepresentation of how villager breeding works. In normal world circumstances, the maximum rates that you're gonna get out of a villager breeder is 10 villagers per hour. And then, he doesn't even get anywhere close to that because of how he built his farm. It stalls out. His breeder villagers can get into a carrot throwing loop, and it takes an hour for that carrot throwing loop to resolve itself. And it's just ridiculous. It's so bad. And mine isn't bad. So, yeah. Hi, names, hi, chat room. You were at half a heart. Oh my God. Almost died. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. No! I did not want to fly in. This is a problem. Yep, right there. So I started getting crammed, I believe. I flew out. Right there. I hit half a heart. You see that? Right there. Half a heart. Oh! Oh my God. We almost just died. And then I throw my totem out instead of equipping it. Man. We almost had a new series. It's true, dude. World optimizations? Nah, don't need those. We'll just delete the world. Oh. Okay. So, some stuff needs to happen back here. I don't know if it was the elytra that killed me there, or if it was, cramming. Either way. Whew. I don't care about this dirt. I'll just put it in here with him. Check my clip above that one. I don't see another clip. I only see Eyebrows' clip. Oh, in Discord, I don't want to look up how to place a wither. Repo? I'm not trapping a wither. That's not something I'm interested in. Oh, dude, my heart. Kremik did most, but Elytra is what took you to half a heart. Yeah, face planting into the side of walls multiple times. Cramming got me spooked. And then because I was spooked, I jump spammed firework rockets, face planted like 4 times in a row, and thus almost died. Oh my gosh, that is just insane. Okay. All guys are catching the wither under the end portal. Nah, I like my withers to be free range withers. That's what I like. Oh, okay, I see, Repo. You're not suggesting that we build a farm off of the wither. You're suggesting that we just build the wither underneath the portal out of the end, and then that makes it super easy to kill him. That's what you're suggesting. I was like, I don't build wither cages. I just don't do that. That's not how I build my farms. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look. And the Twitch channel. Oh, it's a full-on video. Oh, but you linked it to a specific spot.
These extra kind of bits of 3 on the side. So we're actually going to be digging this out a little bit more, and we're going to be digging down 1 more block so we can place our obsidian. I think that will probably, in the scene, the wither is going to be the right place to do it. When the wither spawns, it will spawn directly above this obsidian block here, and it's going to be trapped in the 3x3 area of bedrock in the center of the portal, if all goes well. Fingers crossed for me, folks. Now we're going to place the soul sand like this, kind of in this T shape, but sort of horizontally instead of vertically this time. The wither will, but it should not interact with the portal blocks in any way, and those cannot be destroyed by the wither, and also the wither cannot travel through them, as far as I'm aware. At least this method is its explosion, but as you can see right there, it is trapped underneath there with nowhere to go. The obsidian blocks down there should not be destroyed by the wither explosion either, and it's going to be a little bit loud, so bear with me while the wither to kill. But this is the problem with fighting the wither in the open, especially in the end, because right now it's going to go after me and the Enderman. Well, we'll see if we can fight it in the air, but I'm not super confident in my ability to fight the wither in the open like this. Well, this turned into, I
mean, we were doing this, but we just did it in the
slightly different terms
overworld.
Fought it before, and the not super. Now it's
so
happens. There we go. Oh, and it's out. Okay, well, apparently I didn't do that right, so now I have a wither to kill. But this.
So, he didn't do it right. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be learning here. Okay.
I think what I've actually done is I built this obsidian patch here 1 block too far back. So when the wither stands up, I think maybe it ended up on this block instead of on that block. Test world just to make sure have to move third. 152. Okay, with a test for the stronghold, because you're supposed to out from the app needs to be this, and 2 skull number 3, and now we step back, and now we really sincerely hope that the wither cannot escape the portal this time. Okay, that looks like it's worked. As you can see, the wither is underneath the bedrock portal in the center there, and that's going to.
And he's slowly taking suffocation damage.
Nice and easily like this, and it's not going to be able to attack us right back. Oh, this is so much more relaxing, believe it or not, than the version that we just had. Because, oh boy, and as you can see, it doesn't even start to float down when it enters the sword-only mode, when you can't attack it with a bow, but it doesn't fly away from you. It's nice and easy to deliver a quick kill, and it's even taking a little bit of suffocation damage as you go. Oh boy. Oh, that...
Alright, I'll concede. That looks easy as hell. Wow. Can you give dimensions and how you built your villager breeder? I'll do a quick... A 2 second. Bear with me. So, nope, this isn't the right world. Minecraft tutorial. Okay, so you start out with a 9x9 patch of dirt, water slab in the middle, composter above it, glowstone above that, wall in the entire thing, build a roof 5 blocks up. Then go to what's his face's video? Go to Impulse SV's video and build the same villager breeder, the villager bed system, except take out the front bed so that way there is a hole immediately underneath this front block. Make sure that you get the trapdoor in place. And then place the villager in here, but also add a pig or any other 2x1 farm animal. So a pig, a sheep, a cow would all be fine. A horse, I think, is technically fine too. And then a water stream below that. And that's how you do it. Boom. Got it. If that was too fast, you're just gonna have to wait for the tutorial. I'm sorry. Okay, so we now need to get some sort of overflow system. For this here. How do I want this to, like, appear? I don't know. Kind of having, like, a giant pillar of carrots and potatoes. Like, carrots on one side, potatoes on the other. Would kind of be nice. So a giant storage array would kind of be cool. How do you build a giant storage array? I'm gonna clip it. What is your opinion on Exuma? I think he's brilliant. Yeah, you know what? I don't care anymore. You can ask me any question about anyone. I've been polite. I've been political. I think that Exuma, I've only met him once in passing. I used to do so this was back when Mindcrack was big. So there was Mindcrack was the #1 server for sure. Then Hermitcraft was the #2, and me and a few other YouTubers like TangoTech, Impulse SV, Simply Sark, Zedaf, were like, hey, there's a #1, there's a #2. Let's be #3, and we're all content with being #3, right? It would have been a good project. Problems quickly arose, and TangoTech and I had a little bit of a falling out, simply. And because of that, like, when Mindcrack originally failed, I don't know, disbanded, Hermitcraft ended up absorbing the, TangoTech, Impulse SV, Zedaf. Hermitcraft ended up absorbing all of those people. Because of that, you know, I've spent a lot of time hanging out with TangoTech. And what am I building? Oh, I remember what I'm building. And then I need a ton of chests. I'll probably need more chests than that. Yeah, so anyway, we ended up having a falling out, and then it was like, whenever he was given the offer, he ended up fighting really hard for all of the other people on, I think it was called Vanilla Hills or something like that. So it was going to be Minecraft, Hermitcraft, and Vanilla Hills or something. I don't know. And he fought really hard for all of the other Vanilla Hills guys to get onto Hermitcraft as well. But because he and I had the falling out, he did not include my name on that list. What does Exuma look like? Dude, I've only ever talked to him through like Skype and Discord. I have no idea. from where you have so many levels. 241 levels all came from my skeleton grinder, which there is a tutorial for this up on my YouTube page, !YouTube. It basically takes a skeleton spawner, which is under the ground over here. You lift the skeletons up, you move them over, you drop them down. You have some wolves that are owned by the player. The wolves kill the skeletons, and because the wolves are owned by the player, the skeletons drop experience. Then you can use this experience to, say, repair your mending tools while you're AFK. So this is a cobblestone generator. I could be sitting here AFK at this cobblestone generator and repair my mending tool simultaneously. Or I could be AFK at a fishing farm, which already gives you experience, and then I could double up on my experience generation through the skeleton grinder. Tutorials for the skeleton grinder, the tree farm, and the fishing farm are all up on my YouTube page. I want redstone lamps. That's what I need. Oh, hey, we already had them. Let's say I want 4 per side. No, let's go 3 per side. So that's 6. Looking at this, we definitely have the space to put in like a large storage system right here for all of my, say all of my potatoes could go here in this like kind of negative space. All of my carrots could go there, but we still need to put in some sort of large storage system for all of our honey bottles, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, because we effectively have 3 things that we need to farm, or 3 things that we need to have storage for, and I don't know where we want to put that 3rd bit of storage. And I really like keeping this world symmetrical. I like keeping it dense. Where do we put all of our honey bottles? I saw your tutorial. It's brilliant, but the dogs are not dying. I mean, you feed them, but if you stay too much AFK, they will die. Yes. I am obviously in hardcore with a local difficulty above 6. Yeah, 6.19. I would say the average time for my first wolf to die is a little over 12 hours. So you feed them at the beginning of every AFK session, make sure that they're at full health, and then know that you have about 12 hours. And that's a give or take, because it's just pure odds based. It's a skeleton that spawns with armor. That armor must be enchanted. That enchant must be thorns, and then thorns must do damage for your wolves to even start taking damage. Which is just ridiculously low odds. It's just ridiculously low odds. Yeah, local difficulty does increase with time. So, and that's why I bring it up. I think above 6 is near the cap, though. So, and you know, it's designed to be used AFK, so you need to kind of consider that it's going to be a very high local difficulty. So, Oliver, yeah, the wolves do die on a long enough time scale, but again, you've got a solid night that you can go AFK. You can stay up a little bit. Okay, so you can set up the AFK room, walk away from your computer, maybe watch a show, kind of read a book a little bit, eventually fall asleep, get a solid 8 hours of sleep, wake up, have a bowl of cereal, read your book a little bit more, and then come down and check on your AFK station, and your wolves should all still be alive. Now, if you were to try to AFK real life days, Nah, your wolves will die, 110%. But if your wolves die, it's not the hardest thing in the world to reload this thing. You just, inside the tutorial, you just reload the wolves into the minecart the exact same way. And nothing breaks, your just experience generation stops. The skeletons will end up standing here, you'll hit 24 skeletons, and then they'll start cramming. But you, the player, never get shot because our timing is so well done. Eight hours of sleep, good joke. I mean, I'm just highlighting what the farm can do. So the thing I need to figure out here is those giant bulk storage systems. I haven't built one of these in like for forever. Let's take a look. It's this. And then it's something like, you need a comparator. Is it just literally this? How do you get the next stage in though? Like, how do you monitor this chest's input? Because you can't place a thing there. It must be, you must do it like this. That must be what you do. Oh, which means that this one can't go here. It must go here, because if we were powering this one directly, then it would also light up the one above it. So yeah, they just need to zigzag like this. And then it would do the same thing here. And then as we were to fill this up with items, you know, our barrel is, you can access the barrel like normal, but then you have this giant storage system behind it that's 3 double chests worth of storage, and then we're also able to detect where in the storage system that we're at. What's the height to drop them to get them to half a heart? I don't remember off the top of my head, but again, it's in my YouTube tutorial video. The tree farm from YouTube, is it working in 1.15? Many guys said they couldn't get it to work because of bees' nests. And I'm in a plains biome. Bees' nests should only generate if there's a flower nearby. That was my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't need those saplings. There's so many saplings in here. I could just chuck them there because we know there's a fairly robust whatchamacallit underneath there. Like trash can, effectively. No bees' nests. So I don't, it should still work. I don't believe bees' nests spawn on the side of trees unless there's a flower block near it. And there should be no flower blocks inside of this tree farm. The bee hives get pushed or broken when pistoned. Well, if they get broken, well then it's not an issue. You would just break the beehive. I guess then you'd get some angry bees. But yeah, seems fine to me. I don't know what those guys are talking about. So this thing here is just truly 3 wide. And there's nothing else that we need to do to it, right? It just works at 3 wide. Stretch. Oh my gosh, you guys redeemed so many hydrates. Oh, what, who started? Christopher, I'll finish the water bottle, all right? That was a solid, like, 4 giant gulps, dudes. But that's it. That's it. The water bottle's done. It's gone. That's all she wrote. You guys are wonderful, though. So, I mean, this is just a giant storage system that we'll be able to use for, I mean, pumpkins, melons, etc. You get it. This is a quick question. Can we theoretically cut down on the number of hoppers by... Does this work sideways? No. Presumably the... You can't open a chest. Yeah, underneath. Yeah. But you can't open a barrel. So we'll run a barrel. And one last quick question, chat room. Has it been confirmed that composters or furnaces placed on top of hoppers, do they reduce lag or like give me some answers here. What is the current knowledge on lag reduction? And this looks a little bit odd to me. It feels like it should be recessed one. Like 1 block further back, doesn't it? It just feels so plain. You have an infinity bow or a mending bow? Infinity. Infinity's way better than mending, especially into the early game. Did I just break that? I think I did. You have a skelly farm, so you should use mending. Infinity respects my inventory a lot more. Mending respects the bow maintenance a lot more. I don't mind the bow maintenance. I do mind my inventory being overrun with arrows. So yeah, we're going to scoot this back one. And I wonder, can I spin this a little bit? I'm pretty sure it can be spun. So that way I can slide it over. Oh my god. Okay, we need to sleep. That would fix the plain look. Yeah, I think it just needs some depth, though. Okay, so I want to attempt... I know that this can be spun somehow. It's just been forever since I've done it. I have it in some world somewhere. It's one of my really old worlds. Yeah, this one might be it. How did I spin this? It adds like a block of depth, but it's only 2 blocks wide instead of being 3, which means that it could be flush with the, whatchamacallit. Okay, so we... Okay, I think I got it. Nope, that was... I need to go into the hardcore world. Alright, so it's something about, like, this corner. So it's definitely that. And this. I think this is right. And then to get the output here. There we go. And then, let's see. Does it end up taking up one more hopper? Because we now need to transfer the item. Yeah, does it actually add one more hopper? Yeah, it actually does. So this one would only add... Right, see, this has a double chest there. You use a single chest here.
No mail today, maybe tomorrow.
What's the purpose of the comparators? To light up the redstone lamps, so that way we can see what part of the storage system is full. It's kind of like a visual indicator. See, so that works. And then that would work. So we're just using 3 hoppers then. And did we ever get a consensus on do furnaces on top of hoppers reduce world lag? Okay. So I want this to be right there. And then we know that it goes doot, doot, and then I don't have to go doot. And then we also know that it must be 1, 2, 3. And then we also know that this is there, which means that there's a comparator here, which means that there must be a chest here, and that means that this is our stack point. Whoa, wait. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. This middle chest. Ah, I see what I did. That's what the issue was. Got it. And then lastly, here, there, here. Okay, so each chest is now being monitored. The output goes to the corresponding redstone block. So the last thing that we need to do is connect them all up with hoppers, which is just a hopper there to move his inventory into this guy's. And then one here to move this guy's inventory into the bottom. Yeah, I hate those two, AK. It's super frustrating. Oh, I forgot to recess it. I forgot to move it 1 block back. I'm actually an idiot. I am actually the dumbest human being alive. How does this happen? I'm so... and nobody told me? Okay. We don't want it on the front. We want it a block back. Thanks, guys. So there. Into... all of my redstone lamps are down here. Greg, it's going... I'm just being a dum-dum. That's all. 2, 3. Okay. So then, this is like the 5th time we're building this thing. 1, 2, 3. And then that means that we have chests that come out like that, because that means that you are there. That means that you go there. That means that you are there. That means that into there, into there. And then we need another chest into the side. Okay. So top chest gets an item, moves it into the middle chest, moves it into the bottom chest, moves it into the front-facing barrel. And then that kind of gives us this nice little clean-ish front end. Maybe we put iron bars in this spot, because I can't put my face into this corner, because then I'll pick up the items, the water bottles, as they go up the water stream that's right there. But yeah. And then see, all of our potatoes and pumpkins and what have yous would end up in this spot. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. So remember that I need to recess it a block. Which means that it's here, a block down. It's in line with this. Actually, that's not destroyed. But it is right there, but not sideways. I was like, I should have 3 more redstone lamps. Where did those go? So this is a silk touch. Did I actually destroy one of my redstone lamps earlier? It looks like I did. Hey Nims, didn't you want to place the barrel 1 block further back? Oh, Germ, thanks, man. Or Gerd. Gerd. Schmango, thank you so much for hanging out today. Yeah, have a good sleep, man. Are we already out of chests? Okay. I'll just need to destroy the, this one over here. Oh, there's our last. It just landed on top. Okay. Okay, we're good, right? I gathered everything? Yeah. 100% you don't need Silk Touch for redstone lamps? Well. Too late. So that one goes there, which means that we have a block there, and we'll end up having a block there. That was not what I meant to click. And then we need one more right there. Grab a hopper. A hopper. Move the items from him into the dude below him. And there we go. And then I'll need something like iron bars or something to dress up those corners, so that way I don't end up putting my face in those corners and then accidentally picking up the, whatchamacallits, the glass water bottles as they go flying by. So we can clean up our inventory a little bit now. And then I need iron bars after this.
Nothing in the world more beautiful than falling in love.
Oh, I was in the wrong chest. And then iron bars. Or realistically, any sort of block that would prevent me from getting into that corner. It could be fences, it could be just about anything. I'm just trying to invent some sort of aesthetic here that kind of makes sense. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. I just saw the near-death clip. Yep, that was bad. We're just not gonna talk about it. No, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. I was just trying to show my villager breeder, and like, I ended up almost killing myself. Ridiculous. And then like, I don't know. Item frame with potatoes, item frame with carrots. Something. Eh, this kind of works. I still need to figure out where the hell I'm going to put my honey storage or honey collection. I have no idea. Happen to be when working with cramming minecarts multiple times, you're not the only one. Oof. Okay, well maybe we should put some sort of not dying. I just shouldn't have tried to get in there. That was the problem part. Yeah. So I do have to end the stream here. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. I know we got started late, so it's going to be a shorter stream, but I don't have the time to clean up this system here. But rest assured, we got one system cleaned up for sure that should be reducing the effects of world lag, or the effects of lag on our world. And that's the Darkroom Spawner item collection system. This is operating much smoother. Significantly less lag. We're no longer spamming a redstone torch. The hopper minecart does move the exact same amount, so there's not a lot that we could do about that, but I mean, we could have it park and only send it off every so often, but this is fine. And then instead of having like 15 hoppers, now we only have one hopper. Instead of having a torch spam clock to empty out this dropper, it only activates whatever it needs to activate. So that's a significant improvement. Additionally, we have set ourselves up in a way that we can now collect the we can collect the potatoes and carrots properly. And we'll be able to get rid of these spam clocks. And we have an idea of what we're going to be doing to reduce the lag created by the pumpkin and melon farm. We still need to figure out how we want to handle the item overflow here, though. So it's like, do we go into some sort of water stream that then connects it to the tree farm? Or do we... and if we use a water stream, well then we're just gonna let the items despawn if the farm is full. So it's just entity despawning. Or do we hardline it in, and then we have some sort of intelligent redstone clock that spits it into lava, into what have you, if our storage system is full. So, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the short stream. I just woke up late. I will do better tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. You guys are fan-frickin-tastic. I'm going to back up this world and probably sit at the fishing farm for a bit. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. You guys are wonderful. I love you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow.